Today we have West Lafayette High School head football coach Shane Fry. Coach, would you say the game of football is safer now than it used to be?
The game of football is so much safer than it used to be. I played football in the 90s, high school football, and the game is completely different now. Safety is absolutely the number one priority. There have been rule changes. The way we practice, the way we play is completely different and for the better. The game is in a much better place. It's safer. The rules all make sense. What we do in practice, what we do in the off season, it all helps to make the game much safer.
What are some specific ways the game is safer at the youth level?
At the youth level, at West Lafayette, I can speak for, it starts with our football coaches. Our youth football coaches are all USA football certified. And what that means is they take coursework to become certified, make sure they know how to properly fit the kids with all their equipment, make sure they know how to properly teach tackling, blocking, and just making sure they keep the kids safe in a safe practice environment, safe game environment. Our rules are modified with our youth football league. We start in the third grade, and our third and fourth graders play on a fourth of a football field, so a much smaller space. There's no kicking game, and they also only play with 7 players on each side. So it being less players in a smaller space makes the game a lot safer. Then our fifth and sixth grade, they do not have kicking. Which, when you're talking about kicking in the kicking game, it's kind of not controlled with that many kids running in open space. It can be dangerous at times, especially at that age level. So we've taken out kicking from our youth football leagues. And then fifth and sixth grade, they play on a smaller field also. They use half the field, or 40 yards, and they play 9-on-9. So the transition goes from 7-on-7 on a quarter of a field to 9-on-9 on almost a half a field, and then they transition into 11-on-11 when they get into 7th grade.
Is West Lafayette doing anything else unique to help keep our players safe?
Yes, we are, especially at the high school level. I already spoke about the rule modifications at the youth level, but at the high school level, at West Lafayette, the way we practice, I feel like, is different than a lot of schools. We do not have contact in practice. Last year in 2018, we had 75 practices. We had 1 full contact practice out of 75. It's just not what we believe in. We want to keep our kids fresh throughout the week. We don't want them banging up against each other all week long. So our theory is to keep them safe and just teach the technique and the form that has to do with tackling. So we don't become bad tacklers because we don't hit. In fact, I think we become better tacklers because we work on tackling dummies, tackling pads, tackling wheels, shadow men, air-filled dummies, instead of tackling each other. So that's the way we practice, and it's worked for us. We've been doing that since I've been here. Also, something very unique that we have here at West Lafayette is we have a partnership with Purdue, and they're a research team. They've been helping us for the last 10 years put sensors on our players. What that does, it lets us see how much contact is happening as the hits happen, and to see what they register. So, the research team will put that up against our practice plan in a practice, and we can see, if a certain period had more contact than what we felt like it should have, we can then go back and change the way we teach that. We can shorten that session. We can make sure the kids aren't getting sloppy with their form, and it helps us to be able to modify our practices in a way that keeps our players even more safe. This year will be the first year anyone has done this. We'll be the only team in the country that has every player will have their sensor on for both practice and games. In the past, we would take volunteers and have 15 to 20 kids who would do it. This year, every one of our players will have the sensor on. We'll be able to track the hits that they take. We'll be able to clean up any technique issues. We'll be able to see what's happening in practice, in the game. And this is just an absolute great thing, and it's going to help keep our kids even safer.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I just want to say that I think football is the greatest sport there is, and I think it's the safest it has ever been. It's a great opportunity for kids to come out, and it's the ultimate team sport. You've got 10 teammates on the field with you, and the way we teach it, the way we coach it, it's as safe as it's ever been, and I think we're doing great things at West Lafayette, and our football team and our football program's having a great experience.